So this is actually a really good question. Hello, my name is Naja Hall, and I am ready to tell the story of how Oprah told me no. So the year was 2018, and I was doing a whole bunch of content. I was literally hashing out content several times a day on all of my different platforms, VIP Stepmom, and Blended in Black. This was before I started Naja Hall Beauty. I don't know what was happening in the cosmos at that time, but there was tons of production companies that were reaching out to me, seeing the content. Maybe blended families or step family stuff, divorce, remarriage. Maybe that was popular at that time on television. I don't remember. I would get DMs from about 4 or 5 production companies a week saying, hey, we're really interested in what you're doing. Can you tell us more about what a blended family coach does? You're not a therapist, you're not a counselor, but we're hearing from all these people that you're coming in fixing people's situations. As a blended family coach, I get the scenarios and the people who are at their wits' end. They've already done court to the ends of the earth. They spent thousands on attorneys. They have restraining orders and they've given up. And keep in mind, since 2016, I started hashing out dozens of articles per week, just talking about my experience, my clients. I was doing interviews on other people's podcasts. I was getting a couple of magazine spots back then. And because of my own real life circumstance and what was happening in my own step family, I almost became obsessed with hashing out content that gave people solutions because I saw how broken this stuff really was. So yeah, it was personal for me. And for those of you that are familiar with how Google does things, on the search engines, when you typed in blended family, my name and face was going to be synonymous with that. So that coupled with, I think blended families were maybe popular at the time. And then when you Google it, you would have seen me. I feel like that's how all these people were finding me. I heard all of these production companies out. And what a production company does is they come in, they shoot an idea, they pitch it to a network. And then the network decides if they want to give them money and pick up or greenlight the show. And just for those of you that may not be in this world, when you sign a development deal with a production company, if you're unknown talent, meaning you don't have an album out or you're not a reality star or you're not a star, then you don't really have a lot of room to negotiate. So they'll sign you on as talent. Even if the show idea is your idea, even if you're bringing on all the guests, that's just how it is. You don't have a lot of leverage. And I knew then, just like I know now, even more now, what I bring to the table and what my specific area of expertise is worth. So I never really felt too good about signing a year of my life away to a production company that could put me on the shelf or could take advantage of me if we got signed by a network together. So I have a really good friend named Chris. Chris has been my ally for a number of years now and one of my production partners. I went to him and I was like, hey, what do you think about this? So I let him look over all my deals and he was like, yo, why don't we just take your idea to some companies that I used to work with? So Chris got me a really good deal with this company that he worked with. And to this day, it's been my best experience with the production company. They brought me in. They treated me with respect. They listened to my ideas. And most importantly, the paperwork lined up. Oh, and this is actually most importantly, this production company has actual relationships with all of the big networks. So we shot a sizzle reel. So you know how if you're in music, you do a demo tape to show the record companies what you sound like. So a sizzle reel for someone like me, it's these really powerful clips that show who I am, show my personality and what I do. So the production company produced a 5-minute sizzle reel. And it was really good. They set it up like it was an actual office where I saw my clients and they let me do my thing to fix their situations and realign their lives. Everybody loved Miss Naja. I thought that this was going to be it. I had already started practicing my autograph. I had already started making a list of people who I was not going to respond to because they spent so many years ignoring me. I had all my wigs lined up. This was about to be it. I was about to be poppin'. I was finally going to get the recognition that I thought that I deserved. Because a few videos ago, I did tell you all that I moved to New York 16 years ago with aspirations of being a named actor. I wanted to be in front of the camera. It was still my opportunity to do my thing and do personality work. I love, love, love personality work. I love it because I don't have to remember lines. That's not my jam. I don't think there's anything wrong at this point with dropping network names because you all know all the networks. So we saw Lifetime, they liked it. They ultimately declined on the sizzle reel. We saw WeTV, who I still have an amazing relationship with. They liked it. But at that time in my life, when they told me own network, own Oprah's Good Book Club, Oprah's Favorite Things, a little black girl from Mississippi, I'm a little black girl from Tennessee. I was like, oh my God, that's all I could see. I had blinders on. While we had some offers, even from streaming networks, I was like, let's just go with Oprah. And so they were like, Naja, this production company gave me an option. They're like, where do you want to go? I was like, let's keep our eyes laser focused on OWN. I was of the mindset that Oprah wanted me. They set me up a meeting with the top guy. So he watched the sizzle reel. He met with me the next day, and he was like, I think you're the bomb. Why are you not on TV already? And I get, when people say that, why are you not on TV already? I'd be like, put me on there. We had an amazing conversation. I gave him a breakdown of my process when I work with clients and how that would translate to television. He was like, okay, cool. I have my notes. I'm going to take this to the higher ups. Now, he was the second in command at the production company, at OWN's production company. So there was only like 2 more people before we got to the queen. So about a week went by of waiting. We didn't hear anything. He finally called back. And he basically was like, listen, we showed this to the queen and she could not reconcile having 2 types of the same type of programming. OWN Network had recently rekindled its relationship with Iyanla Fix My Life. And here I come doing a very similar type of content, but from a way different angle and a different approach. And they didn't want to impede on any of her real estate. After all, Iyanla is far more established, far more experienced, and she has way bigger numbers. There went my dream for OWN. I spent a bit of time being crushed. Like, I cried. I cried. I just spent some time recollecting myself and trying to figure out what it meant. That rejection took me out of the game, though. I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this thing for TV. I just want to continue to work with my clients in the way that I am, because as the blessings would have it, I started to become an international coach. I was getting clients from Eastern Asia, Southern Asia, European clients, like all over the world, not just here in the United States. So the process of me hearing no moved into 2019, 2020, COVID happened. Both of my grandmothers passed within 3 months of each other, and we moved back into 2021. There were some detrimental court things that happened in my blended family. Fast forward to a whole bunch of stuff, and here we are today. If I look back, to be quite frank, I was not ready. The person that I was back then, I was totally not ready. Yes, I had a very humble heart and a very open, willing spirit, but I wasn't ready for all that would have come out of a big opportunity like that. I had to go through a few more things. I had to get some legal paperwork straight. I had to lose some weight. I had to grieve my grandmamas, both of them, for a full year. And now today I realize that I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. I'm the healthiest that I've been in a long time. I feel more balanced because I actually have practices to keep me balanced on a daily basis. And there is nothing in me that thinks that I can't do this myself now.